Anyway, welcome back to the podcast, guys.
Is that the intro?
Yeah, we can have that all in, or we can have bits of that in.
Yeah,
Sorry,
essentially.
guys, I'm just eating my post-workout meal. Um, I was about, 2 minutes late to the podcast because I was in traffic. So apologies. But then even then, Reese wasn't there ready on time. He should have been sat waiting for me.
Mate, I
So,
was trying to find my phone. I left my phone in the car, so I need to get back to everyone's questions that have come in for. It's our first question box. I feel like we put up with actually some ample time in years, mate.
yeah, we put up a question box earlier. So this is basically going to be a Q&A episode. We'll have a bit of a catch-up like we always do.
Yeah.
My face is a bit red because I went and got my hair cut today and got my beard trimmed. So I've got a bit of a red face.
Why's he cut up there?
Thanks, Dom.
Hey, mate, why is he cut up there? There's no hair there.
Yeah, it's shaved my beard.
I don't know about being shaved your fucking cheek.
Yeah, because I get so much hair up here.
Oh, yeah. So he has to bring it down. Yeah.
I'm such a man.
Yeah.
Right, so talk to me, mate. What's happening? How's life?
Life's good, man. What are we? Back into Jan. This month's fucking flown. I feel like usually Jan's kind of like drag after like a pretty busy end of the year, but no, this month's flown. I was in Spain for the El Clasico holiday, aka Barcelona into Madrid. Great time, a lot of paellas, which is cool. Have not, Finn, I lost, mate. I lost 5 kilos in an 8 day period, and I was intentionally being like, I'm gonna eat a good amount of food, and I
Just being
was
on your feet and just doing
yeah,
lots.
just moving around and being a little bit out of routine. Gyms out there were absolutely wank, as all Spanish gyms are. Like literally crazy, like how bad the gyms were. Like day passes were extortionate for what it was. Panatta equipment. I used the Panatta leg press and hit and squat press. Jesus Christ, like, I felt my patella every day since, hilariously. Like it's proper fucked my knees. I didn't even go that heavy, which is crazy. But away from that, it was a good time. Like it was a good little like 8 day period. Like Sanaa got it for my birthday, even though my birthday was last month. It was like a birthday surprise. And yeah, it was just a really good holiday. Like really enjoyed it. But like everything about bodybuilding was pretty wank. Like lost weight, as all holidays are. I feel like I say to clients all the time, like it's such a tricky one, isn't it? Because like now I have nothing on for the next couple of months, and I'm really excited just to be like back into a rhythm with not that much distractions. But it's like it's a bit shit that like as good as a holiday that would be. If you said to me, "Do you want to go away and do the exact same next month?" I'd be like, "No," because it
Yeah.
wasn't good. For what I want to do long term. As much as it was nice, but that's the case of us. If you never take away a step away from your routine, you probably aren't going to actually enjoy when you're away. But also, I was like eager and quite excited to get back, which I sense is quite
I think it
lucky.
depends how often you go away.
Yeah,
Like, if I have a client who goes away once a year, I'm like, mate, just fucking enjoy it. Like, don't even worry about bodybuilding, just fucking
yeah,
chill, do what you want. If you have
yeah,
somebody who goes away like once every couple of months, it's like
yeah.
if you go away for a week every 2 months, that's like let's say 6 weeks out of the year that you're potentially going backwards. Like if you're really not on it as well, because like
Yeah.
you're obviously still on it during that time, you just lose
Oh,
a bit of
yeah,
weight.
yeah.
Like some people are really like don't train, barely
Wake
eat,
up, what they
get
want.
pissed
Yeah,
every night. You know what I mean? If you're doing that, you are gonna struggle
mate.
to make progress.
I had the most alcoholic beverages I've ever had on a holiday.
Yeah,
So
you
now
did have a
I'm
few
an
drinks,
alcoholic.
didn't you?
Yeah, we had I think 2 drinks on one night, one on the other, and then another. So I had 4 drinks in an 8 day period. I said to Sanaya on like when we got to Madrid, I was like, I wonder if there's any like cool bars here. She looked at me like, you're an alcoholic. You had 2 drinks and then another drink. That's all you're thinking about. And I was like, literally, I can't stop. Um, but yeah, like to be fair, like I said, it was great. It was a real good time, and like I always keep myself ticking over. Like I didn't lose any progress. I just lost a bit of that sort of like rhythm and flow. But to be fair, since coming back, like I feel a lot better. Like my joints feel good as well. Like because I like pushed that rate of gain pretty high post show. It was actually probably quite a nice thing to actually like get moving again a lot more. Like drop off a bit of water and like I feel like I've come back and I'm like, oh, I actually look better because I probably not pushed myself to the same extent. Like
Yeah.
before I went, training was like obviously super demanding. And like I was also being a bit of an idiot with like my split was like push, pull, rest, lower rest. And I was like only really taking one of the rest days. And then on that rest day, most of the time I was doing arms. And then I was like, oh, I've got this coming up on that weekend, or I've got this coming up. So I was just like making excuses to train more often. And like I've been on like over 1,000 carb now for like the entirety of this like prep or post prep period into off season. So probably just coming down from like 5 to 6 meals, 6 big meals down to like 3 to 4, moving around a bit more, not being on like loads of fucking insulin and GH and shit was actually quite nice. So yeah, I feel really good, which is nice. And now we've got a good little runway ahead of us, which is pretty cool. Obviously, Finn is dieting. What's your post-workout meal, mate? Was it like, is it the back to the 60 gram of whey and that's it until your last meal and then you get 10 carb throats?
Yeah. No,
Great.
it's gone. It's ESN rice pudding and
Okay.
um whey and well, it's supposed to be blueberries and raspberries, but Meg ate all my raspberries.
Oh, what a bitch.
Stupid
What a,
fucking bitch.
yeah, what the fuck? Where's my raspberries? What are your macros right now?
Do you want me to tell you?
Yes, can I guess?
You really want?
Okay, I'm gonna say 475 carb, 48 for fats, and 247 for protein from training days.
235 protein,
Not
three
bad.
358 carb, 53 fat.
Okay, fair enough. I thought the carb would be a bit higher. Well, mate, I know, to be fair, you've been dieting now for like a decent amount of time, haven't you?
Yeah. And that to be fair, mate, that still feels like a good amount of food. Like especially because I'm doing 12K steps. Like I'm
Yeah,
hungry for my meals, which is nice, but I'm not like, when you get to that point where you're like constantly food focused. Like
yeah.
I'm nowhere near that. I'm just like ready for my next meal. Um 12,000 steps, 20 minutes cardio on rest days. Rest day foods, 216 protein, 259 carb, 58 fat. So 2,400 calories basically on a training day, to 850. 2,400 on a rest day, to 850 on a training day.
Fair enough. What's the plan? What's the goal?
Don't know. We'll see. Just dieting.
No goals. Mate, that was a bit of a laugh. Is this a secret prep or
No, I'm not putting any pressure on it being a prep, but I'm
yeah,
just dieting. Like I initially called it a mini cut. From like when I first mapped it out, I was like, I'm gonna do like 8 to 12 weeks
yeah.
and get down towards like 82 kilos.
Mm.
Um, what I've done as well, and I think this is actually a really good thing and potentially good for other people to think about. I've started tracking my body weight in kilos instead of pounds because when last prep I tracked in pounds and I just buried myself. So I have this connotation, I have this sort of relationship with my weight in pounds as to what my stage weight is.
Yeah,
Whereas if I'm now just tracking kilos, I'm not thinking about that at all. And like when I just look at my physique as if I'm a client, and I
yeah,
think how much do I would I need to pull off to be in stage condition, it is nowhere near like my last stage weight, like
yeah.
nowhere near. And I remember one thing as well, like last time I prepped, I remember speaking to AJ in Ultraflex Rotherham, and I was probably
Weren't you like one high 190s and he said to start prep at like 180?
no, no,
Or high?
no, this was during prep. I don't
Okay,
know
fair
what
enough.
I
I
was, but
remember,
I
I
was
remember you
maybe
had that conversation with me before. Where do you remember in the off season when you did that little pre-prep diet? And I
yeah,
remember you got down to like an X amount of weight, and I think he was like, "Yeah, start prep like 10 pounds lighter than you are now." And you're like, "Oh,
yeah.
really?"
So I definitely should have started prep a bit leaner than I did. I started at
Yeah,
about 200 pounds. I think I should have started at about 190,
yeah,
which so like fair play. But I did get down to I think I got down to like 178 in my pre-prep. And then I came back up
yeah,
to 200. I shouldn't have come up to 200. I should have come up to like 190.
yeah,
But regardless of that, my prep didn't go not as planned because I didn't have enough time. It wasn't that. It was more so that I just like ran myself in the ground towards the mid to end part. But like now that I haven't got that relationship of like my weight in pounds and I'm not comparing to that, it's definitely helping. But yeah, I remember I was doing like I think I was doing stiff legs in Rotherham and I saw AJ and I think I like told him what my weight was. It might have been like 175 or something like that. And I remember he was like, "Oh yeah, probably get down to like mid 150s." And then
yeah,
I had that in my head the whole time. And like realistically, I probably would have looked better at like mid 160s. Yeah,
yeah,
it's like, yeah, I might not have had one extra line in my glutes or so, but like I would have looked better being heavier. Like I probably looked my best at like low 160s, but I ended
yeah.
up getting down to like 157. It's like, mate, that's fucking horrendous. Like,
I know, mate. That's how it is. Like input, like means a lot in a negative way if you don't know how to take it, or it's maybe unsolicited. Like as much as like we got into a little spat, it was a joke. But when I said to you about my food on a high day, you were like, "That's a lot of food." That would have like in any other prep, I would have really thought to myself, "Oh yeah, Finn's right. I don't really need
yeah,
this." Like but for reference, like my high day was like 7,600 calories or something, but it was only one day.
But I don't think I was like, mate, that's too much. I was just like, fucking hell, that's a lot of food.
No, 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 no. But like, if I had said to you, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna run at 7,500 high day," you'd probably be like, "Bro, you still have like body fat to come off. You don't need to do that." But
Yeah.
it's all relative to again input, and then at the same time, like you just like, funnily enough, I kind of like I remember I posed downstairs when I decided to do that FitX show like 5 days out, and Josh was downstairs, and I didn't even really want Josh to look at me because I didn't want him to say anything that I knew I wasn't
Gosh.
100% in. You're Josh Campbell.
Okay.
And like, it's nothing personal. I just didn't really want any input. Like, and not in a
Yeah.
negative way of like, oh, I don't want to fucking be told anything. Like, do you remember when fucking Steve Physique Weapon said to me, like, prep? Do you remember when I was like a week or two out? Oh, you lean enough? Let's
Is
see your
that his
abs.
name? Steve Physique Weapons.
Steve Physique, the fucking weapon. He was, bless him. He was a weapon with me then. Again, for reference, Steve Physique, or Steven Physique, whatever his name is. Even Steve
Stephen
Physique now?
Chalk. You mean Stephen Chalk?
Stephen Short. Is it Steve Lifestyle or something? I see him like pin his quad with like insulin needles constantly on like the explore page.
Yeah, he's
Um,
like he just does reels of him pinning.
Yeah, I don't follow him anymore. I don't think I ever followed him actually, but I just see random reels of him just injecting himself, and it's like, do you even train anymore, bro? I'm not too sure. But anyway, that's body negativity. Anyway, we love Stephen Chalk on the podcast, as everyone does. I was like 2 weeks out from my first ever show, and he was like, in the middle of Rotherham, strip off, take your top off, let's see how lean you are, mate. And I was like, I've just trained, I've just posed. I don't really want to. I'll show you some photos. And he was like, it's fine, mate. If you're not in, you've got 2 more weeks, you've got plenty of time to get all the way in. You don't need to be worried about your condition now. And I'm like, I think I'll be okay, mate. Cheers. Twat.
It's like I just think you don't even like with your prep, we didn't really speak.
No. I
Yeah,
think
and it's like
you saw me. I think the first time I posed in front of you was before finals, and you were like, "Yeah, you're lean enough, mate. You're fine. Like you look good."
yeah, you posed. I actually had a proper look over you in the posing room, and I was like,
Yeah.
mate, you look really good. Yeah, like and like you didn't need any more than that. You didn't need. I
No,
think
no,
they sort of like because realistically, you look good, and you've got to that point on your own, or you and
yeah,
Sanaya. So like
yeah.
realistically, my input is more so just like, hey, you look good. And if I didn't think you look good, I'd have said, mate, I don't think you look great. You know what I mean? I would have been honest, but like you
Not
look
like
good.
yes, yeah. It's not like you need to be saying you need to do this, you need to do that. Like again, like that's why when I posed downstairs, if like Josh, when I said to Sanaa, because Sanaa was asking me about the show, Josh asked, and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll do it. Like,
Yeah.
but as much as like again, it's not where like I'm scared to pose in front of everyone. It was just I didn't really pose downstairs. I didn't really want anyone's opinion of, especially when it's your gym, someone walking by, yo,
I
bro,
agree, mate. Like even now,
that's
like I'm not going to
shredded.
pose
Yeah.
in that little dumbbell room. I just pose in the
No,
posing room and just
no.
close the
You don't
door,
like
put it
just
on.
the comments of like, bro, you're looking peeled, or mate, you're close to being ready. It gets in your own head.
Yeah.
I remember filming with Sam a day out. Like, funnily enough, Sam heard because I fucking filmed it on a YouTube video, and I mentioned like, yeah, so tomorrow might be fun, might be competing. Stay tuned. And Sam was like, what's this? And I was like, oh fuck. And then I told Jacob because me and Jacob were training together, and literally the only people that knew that I was doing that show, I think were. Did I tell you? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was you, Sanaya, my mum, Jacob, and Sam. That was it.
I think you
And
told me the day before or something.
yeah. But it was like it was more so because I was like, things are going well. I'm like, let's say for example, a day out. Again, I wasn't 100% all the way in, but like being a day out, usually you'd be like, oh, day out. I don't want to train. I want to be off my feet. Like I was filming like I did like 25 reels back to back without any breaks, felt sound, and a lot of that is just down to again not having people around me going, yeah, man, you think about this or what about
External
that?
pressure,
Or
isn't it? It's like it's
yeah,
not even it's pressure we put on ourselves as well, like
oh, definitely,
to be a certain way or to look a certain way or whatever it
yeah,
may be. Like instead of just enjoying it.
yeah,
Like, and that's the approach that I think like if I do end up prepping this year or whenever,
yeah,
like as much as this for a lot of people, this might sound like negative or it might sound like defeatist, but like I don't really care how well I do. I
yeah.
just care that I'm way better than last time. And realistically, I did all right last time and I looked shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I don't know how I did all right, but I did. So,
Yeah.
like, I must not be that bad. But, like, in my head, I'm fucking awful because I look at like stage shots from like the WNBF and I'm like, what is that? Like, but somehow that won a fucking British title and it's not great. Like, obviously, that depends on who's there on the day and stuff. But, like, I'm not like that last prep. I was so focused on like winning shows or placing or winning a title. I don't give a fuck now. Like realistically, there's more to life than that. It doesn't really matter. No one cares. You know what I mean? Like I don't even care. Like I care about actually enjoying it and looking decent. And
Yeah.
like I think if I'd had that mindset last time, I'd have probably done better anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like my last prep, objectively results, I probably will never have a prep that's that good unless I like win a pro show or something. Like even if I win a pro card, it's probably not going to be the same standard of like turning up and being like, oh, sound, I'm the best here out of every single show, pretty much. But like that literally was like after every show, I was more like, oh, Sam, result was cool, but I just really enjoyed that. Like, I
Yeah,
felt
that's
like
how
I
you want
enjoyed
it to
it.
be. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and it was like the results were sick. Like I had more enjoyment from like seeing other people like enjoy the results. Like Abster was loving it, so I was really happy. I come into the gym and people were like so buzzing, and I was just like, yeah, sound like it's not where I ever think to myself, oh my god, I did this because it's how much bodybuilding. Even if you were to do something really good in a pro scene, it's like, but it's not what drives you. I said to you
I
obviously when
don't
we were
think you'd ever like. It's weird, isn't it? It's like any successful athlete. You think
yeah,
about like if you listen to like footballers and stuff. Like you win a massive accolade. You're not like celebrating it like the dog's
no,
bollocks. Like you're literally
no,
thinking like, oh fuck, sick. Like
yeah, yeah,
what's next? Like on to the next thing. Like need to get a good night's sleep because I'm training tomorrow. Like you're not, you know what I mean? Or you're thinking about the next game or the next show or whatever.
yeah,
Like even I mean I can't imagine that even if you were to look at someone like, I don't know, like Seaborn or like really successful bodybuilders who win like multiple Olympias, they're not going out getting pissed that night and like celebrating like for weeks and weeks on end. They're just back to it. I
yeah.
imagine. You know what I mean? For most people.
Yeah, definitely. But I think again, it's like few and far between. It's weird because like in any prep slash like athlete's journey, the results get probably better as you go. But I think the element of the result gets less important as you go throughout it. Because like realistically, like I know if when or slash when I compete this year, I'm going to probably win some shows. I'm probably going to lose some shows as well. That's just part of it. Like I might not win a single one. I might win everyone. It doesn't really make a difference. Like will I then compete next year if I'm still loving what I'm doing? Yeah, 100%. I think that's sort of the element of what again you should focus on. But nowadays, like I see it, you'll see the same. Like so many junior first timers are like similar to like how we've been in the past, where it's like the win is everything they care about, and they'll
Yeah, I see
sacrifice
it
everything.
like I see so many traits, especially in
Yeah.
the lads that Josh coaches.
Mm.
I see traits in them that I saw in us when we were
Yeah.
younger, in the
Yeah.
sense of like being so obsessive with everything, being
Yeah.
obsessive with winning, being obsessive with bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Like, and don't get me wrong, it's cool, like if you can do it, but I actually think you end up like resenting it a little bit. And like
Yeah.
even like the whole, and don't get me wrong, I think for some people it works counting down 38 days out, 38 weeks out,
Oh
37 and a
yeah.
half
Yeah.
weeks out. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
mate, just fucking enjoy bodybuilding. When you're
I
like 8 weeks out, sound like you can
even
be
then, like
counting
you don't
down a
need
little
to
bit.
be. You don't need to. I didn't like again. I didn't know when I was going to compete. I had a rough idea of the shows I wanted to do, but
Yeah.
like I was like, it's going to be like back end of September, early October. I never put a single post up. Where in every other prep, it was like the second you get to that Sunday, it was 7 weeks out,
Yeah,
6 weeks
exactly. That's
out.
what I mean. Like same with YouTube, like YouTube
Yeah,
series prep week one. Like, and don't
yeah,
get me wrong, I get it why people are doing it, and it's good for business, and it's good for marketing yourself, and it's good content, and it's easy content. Like you're just updating your prep, like it's easy content. But from a psychological standpoint, I know for me that that wasn't good in my last prep.
no,
Like thinking about how many weeks out, how many days out, constantly posting, fucking posting my physique every single day on my story. Like no one gives a fuck. You
no.
know what I mean? Like literally no one cares. And like I get it when you look good towards the end, like people like you post like you were posting your physique quite a lot, like which is fair enough, you look good. But like if you're posting your physique every day from like 47 weeks out, like counting down the days, it's like, mate, you're gonna fucking burn yourself out and you're gonna hate it.
And also, like, you don't like because you're overanalyzing, like, unless it's for your coach, like, and even if your coach doesn't want to see you every day, like, you're constantly posing and being critical and videoing, saying, "Oh, am I leaner?" Just like literally, I just like say to all my guys, I rarely, in a way, obviously, I do look at them, but like, and if they're like 10 weeks out, I don't really need to see you, bro. Like, I will just glance over your pics and go, "Yeah, man, you sound," or "Yeah, you're a little bit ahead," or "You're a little bit behind." But it's not like, "Oh, bro, you've got one extra line on your
You're not
hamstring."
analyzing it for like 20 minutes.
No, but people naturally will, and again, that's one thing again that I definitely didn't do as much as prep. Like I took my photos and in the morning, and like it was almost like I just again just being busy. Like I shut it off. I didn't really, the classic. You look at photos. I remember in my first prep, the Rotherham drives. Fucking hell, you take photos of me. I'd immediately be like, look like shit, and you'd be like, no, man, you look alright. And then like I drive home or you drive home, and I like look at them about an hour later, and I'm like, oh, Finn, I actually look alright. These, you're like, yeah, man, you shut the fuck up, like.
Yeah.
But I didn't do that once as prep because I didn't care. Like I just saw some photos and I was like, sound cool. I didn't
That's
overanalyze
even
it.
like I think like depending on like whatever happens like this year, I don't even think I'm going to do many fasted check-ins because I'm not
Yeah,
going to step on stage fasted.
yeah, no,
And all I
exactly.
do when I take fasted photos is feel shit about them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So I'll look at myself post workout and I'll see how far off I think I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I
because what's the realistically, you don't need like fasted photos, they're great as like a baseline. What do you look like straight out of bed? They're great, but like you're not gonna look like that on stage.
I didn't, funnily enough, look at fasted pics at all of myself. Or I did. The only times I did, I used to check when I go to the gym. I check my glutes, my hamstrings out, and I'd like pull my top up and do like a few ab shots. I don't think I did a single round of posing, like other than maybe like well, I think in between shows, and I was like, oh, I look pretty fucking sick. I'll just take some pics. But
Yeah.
I didn't do a whole round of posing fasted once in the entire prep. Other than just literally going into the gym, looking at my abs, looking at my lower back, looking at my glutes and hamstrings, videoing it, and being like, okay, cool, I'm sound. Or, oh, I'm a little bit, let's say, a little bit more inflamed through here. Because I
Yeah.
was like, see, my delts on my arms and my chest aren't going to be full. I'm going to look like shit. And immediately, Sanaya would say to me, you look a bit flatter post workout. How'd you feel this morning? I was like, I don't know. I didn't really look at myself. Like, I didn't really
Yeah.
need to, you know?
I think like again, even like with clients,
Mm,
that the approach needs to be almost like appropriate for the client. So like I won't I won't name names, but I've got a client who's come back and like in his last prep, things were way too analytical. Like he'd send me like 8 front relaxeds, and then
yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like, mate, like, and at the time, I didn't say anything to him. You know what I mean? Because it was his first prep, and like it was a case of trying to like get the most out of it, and like even like there's like things like, and I've said this with him, is like fluid intake, salt intake, constantly chopping and changing it, trying to find where you look best. And it's like that's what's causing issues is then you're stressing out about why one day you don't look as good, but your body can't find sort of homeostasis. It's sort of fluid retention's all over the place because you're changing your water, you're changing your salt, you're changing your supplements, whatever it may be. And this isn't just one client, this could happen with anyone. And I think like if you look good throughout, let's say your off season, and you look good throughout the majority of your diet, like you don't need to change these things. Even when it comes to a peak, more often than not, the least that you can change, the better. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't be, especially naturally, it shouldn't
yeah,
be where you're throwing fucking the kitchen sink at it. It's literally just like just drop some fatigue and eat a bit more food. Like and realistically, that's a peak. You know what I mean? For most peaks don't need to be anything more than that.
yeah,
Like keep things super super simple. And I think as well, like that sort of last prep for me was very much like experimental as well in terms of like what can I what can I get away with, what kind of peak works well for me and that kind of thing, which is good that I did it.
yeah.
But looking back, it's like I'd have been better off just keeping things like super simple.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think like it's funny because like again, if this does turn into a prep for you, hopefully it's the same outcome. But like I feel like the prep last year for me was like, let's do everything that I've done like wrong and just do the opposite. And I went, no, it was like so everything that I just fucked up upon. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do that. Like PD wise, I
I'd
said,
see it as well. Sorry, I would see it as just do what you do in your off season.
yeah, yeah,
The only thing that's different is you're not eating any off-plan meals and you're eating less and you're moving a bit more. That's
yeah,
literally it. I don't need to pose every day.
no, no,
You know what I mean? I pose enough so that my posing fitness is good and my posing's good. I don't need to pose every fucking day. It's fucking annoying. It's boring. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, but like before, if I'd have thought like that or said that, I'd have been like, oh, you're being a pussy. You need to pose every day.
yeah,
No, I don't. I'll pose as much as I want to pose. You know what I mean? Like that kind of mindset. And I think that, will do me good. And
yeah,
I'm not a fucking, I'm not one to shy away from hard work. If anything, I'm the opposite. That's what fucked me up last time. You know what I mean? Like, so
yeah,
it's not a case of like, I'd end up being fat on stage. My issue is I'm trying to get too lean almost to the point where I just end up wasting away.
yeah. No, that makes sense. I think again, like we've both been there. Like the death protocol for me, that like looking back was just fucking stupid. But in my head, I was like, makes sense. And like at the time, it did. But looking back, I'm like, fucking silly. But again, like you learn from it. And I think like if I was to like you said about peaks, I did the same peaks. I did 4 shows. I did the exact same peak basically for every show. I just added an extra day for every show's worth of loading because I was getting more fucked. And I was like, okay, cool, need to do more, need to do more, need to eat a bit more. When before I was scared of eating up to the same standard. Like again, PD wise, it was very much a case of this is what I've done before. Why am I doing this? Let's just flip it on its head and just see and then go from there. And I think like it was more so a case of me. I was like, I'm not scared of fucking up because I didn't even think I'd be able to get on stage. So it was like, let me just see. And worst case scenario, I missed the mark slightly. Cool. I didn't expect to be that good this year. And when I actually nail it, 4 shows in a row, and I'm like, fucking hell, like I look really good. Like, this is crazy. It's like, cool, just keep going. And it's like, I think it's easier to build off like a winning streak, not even winning shows, but more so like when things have gone well, it's easier to continue making good decisions. It's when you fuck up and you do a bit more. Like for you, I remember for one of your shows, you were like, I don't need to be leaner. Then the next day you pushed a bit harder. Then you felt like shit. And then you're all over the place and you ended up having to have like more food because you felt fucked.
Then you're second guessing yourself, aren't you? And it's
That
like
three,
then
four
you just
days.
it gets away from you, and
And that's four
you
days
haven't
of just
got
trying to
control.
chase your tail. And that's just 4 days of, again, not effective bodybuilding. Like, I was doing fucking bent rows like a couple days before the first show. I was still training. I was doing like, I remember I saw, I had Brandon fucking Hardy message me like, bro, how are you this strong, this lean? I was like, I don't know. I did a 4.5 plate Smith press for like a set of 8, like in between shows. And I was like, why am I not weaker? Because I'd like just done less volume. I wasn't being in the gym for 3.5 hours like I would before. Like, I
Yeah,
would like, I need to be if I'm in the gym in the off season for 3.5 hours. Granted, I'm fat in the off season. I'm a lot less fit, and my general output is higher because I can recover from more. In prep, I'd be like, well, I need to be in the gym for 3.5 hours. It's like, no, I don't. I need to be in the gym probably 90 minutes to 2 hours tops.
yeah,
You
maximum
know? Yeah, maximum.
to
Like, I don't
like
need.
match your volume to your recovery needs.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's
But
again
before,
like
it was like, I'd be like, nah, I do 8 sets of pressing in a push session. I've got to do that, or I'm going to lose muscle. And it's like, no,
yeah,
just do 5, do 6. So yeah, I don't know, man. I think it'd be good if you do get on stage. I think you need to, but like, it would be good, regardless of getting on stage, just to get lean, enjoy the fucking process, and then see where it takes you. That's what I think
yeah.
would be
I'm
best.
quite enjoying this diet. Like that's the main thing. Is like
Yeah,
I'm actually quite enjoying it. And like
yeah,
realistically, I'm trying like if you think about it, before last prep.
mm,
I enjoyed dieting. I always enjoyed being
yeah,
lean. You know what I mean? Like I'd done multiple diets and always enjoyed them. It's just that I'd taken the last prep a bit too far and then
yeah,
took a long time to recover. And then other things went on in my personal life that you're then relating that to prep. And realistically, that's just because I pushed too far in that prep. It doesn't mean I don't like dieting. I like seeing myself lean. Like
yeah.
it's quite cool. Like I've always liked being lean. So it's like regaining that, you know what I mean? Rather than thinking to myself like, no, this is bad because of last time.
Question for you: be genuinely honest. Do you have any like diet PTSD that's like come in already? Like, have you
Oh, mate.
noticed?
I wouldn't call it PTSD, but there's loads of like things that I do think about and I'm like, right, I need to make sure I don't do that.
Like what?
Just like I'll find myself being, I mean, I'm nowhere near lean, but like if I'm being like a little bit irritable or like I'm prioritizing something that I
Mm,
shouldn't, you know what I mean? Like I'm prioritizing, I don't know, let's say like my next meal or whatever before don't know, fucking chatting with Megan for 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like things like that. But like that's good that I'm aware of that. Whereas before I'd have been like, I just fucking need to do this. You know what I mean? So and also work, like I'm way busier than I was last prep,
yeah,
but my ability to manage it is so much better.
yeah,
And like I'm so much more confident and calm within my work and
yeah,
and like within preps because we've done so many now. You know what
yeah,
I mean? That it's like a prep now it's like it's just fun and exciting. Whereas like probably back then it was a bit more pressure, especially like managing it alongside my own prep. It was like, oh, you know, I've got quite a lot of work here. Whereas like
mm,
now I'm like, oh, that's sick. Like, and we've got the gym and stuff. And also like my life's just settled better for it. We're not fucking
yeah,
driving to Rotherham 2, 3 times a week.
yeah,
Like I've got a much better living situation. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like all the things that it just makes more sense. Like if I was to do a prep this year, but realistically, I'm just getting lean and seeing how I look.
Yeah. When I say PTSD, I'm more, it is technically in a sense of like, it's because technically it was a traumatic time. You know, like as much as you might go, oh, it's not legit PTSD. You're not going to sit there and think, oh my God, whey paste and fucking baby spoons and shit like that.
I've
But
never used
there's,
baby spoon, mate.
but there's quirks that I feel like everybody
The
will
latte
naturally,
spoon.
everyone will naturally like revert back to. Like, I think for me, I was like, just keep my food choices really simple. In my on my rest days, I was having an actual whey shake, not a whey paste, where I was like, need to volumize the whey. I was just drinking it. I was like, I've done this in the off season. I don't need to change this. I was like, I've always been like, there's something that I always find like maybe for my final meal in the evening is a bit different. I actually do want to sit down and enjoy a meal with some like TV, but like in like on a rest day for the 5 meals I eat, I'd be like, you know, okay, I need to get the perfect video, and I'd sit there and find a video that, granted, like, my meal takes me 4 minutes, and I'd watch a 15-minute video, but the 15-minute video has to be perfect, like it has to grab my attention. And like I remember like the amount of times that Sanaa was like, "Oh, do you want to put something on?" And I was just stood eating or sat eating. I'm like, "No, I don't care. Like I don't need to be doing anything like this. I'm too busy to even think about like I've got
Yeah.
to get to my work. I don't need to get a video." And I think those little things are like very important. And like even the little things, like you know, when you're constantly having to like have something like a Hydroflow or Vimto. I didn't use any Vimto. I drank absolutely maximum like 5 monsters in the entire prep. Part of that is because I got COVID before prep. And whenever I have like some form of COVID or whatever, I always think it throws your taste off for a good amount of time. And I had a monster, I think the day that I got it, and it like made me about to throw up. And ever since then, I've only had like a handful of monsters,
I
but
haven't
like
had a
didn't have any
monster in
monsters.
ages.
Yeah, no, I didn't have any monsters or anything like that. And like you think again, it's so easy to get into that prep mindset of like, okay, cool. Like I remember Josh Campbell was doing like fucking white monsters on his walks or something, or he's having a hydrophobe, then a white monster or something. I can't remember, it might not be Josh. But like it's very normal to think, right, I'm prepping, cool, hydroflow, then a white monster, then more hydroflow, then a white monster, then a pre-workout, then like it's just constantly like stimulating your brain with like taste. And I think again, just keeping things a bit more simple, not trying to think about like I literally had one way. I literally that was a goal. I literally said chocolate whey was the only way that I was having on my cream of rice, and then I had the vanilla from Conte that I get sent. So I was like, I'll have a perform way, I'll have a that way. Those are the only two I'm going to have. I'm not going to change flavors or anything like that. I'm not going to order any new flavors. I'm not going to get anything new. I'm not going to try anything different. And I just kept things a bit more basic, and it just resulted in so much things being easier. But again, you live and you learn. I think when you're first prepping, the actual action of just sticking to the plan's hard enough. So maybe going for those monsters and going for those ways, maybe make it a little bit easier, especially when it's a longer prep. Like my first prep was 22 weeks. If you said to me for the first show, if you said to me that 22 weeks into the first show that I'm not allowed a monster or not having more than one way, I probably would just die out of boredom. So it's a bit of it's one of those. I feel like you level up your sort of like mentality, and then you can know when to like tweak and change things. But
I
it
think
depends.
just like learning from every prep in it, and like
Yeah,
also being busy is a blessing. Like I think if you're not busy within a
yeah,
prep, like that's the hardest thing because your food focus is through the roof. You're literally just sat thinking about your next meal
yeah,
or what can I fit in or anything like that. I also think just fucking have a meal plan. Stick to the same meal plan that you're having in your off season. Just eat a bit less of it. You'll be
yeah.
hungry. Sound. Get over it. Like stop trying to fucking volumize everything and like ninja creamies. I don't have ninja creamies in my off
I
season,
haven't.
so I don't
No,
need them in my prep.
no.
Like I don't have xanthan gum in my off season. I don't have protein pancakes or French toast. You know what I mean? I just have fucking normal meals. So I'm just
Yeah.
gonna have normal meals.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. I didn't have a single Ninja Creamer. Funnily enough, I had the Ninja Creamies when I was doing my pro fat rest days in like the summer when I was doing like that crash diet to actually like somewhat get a bit leaner. And then like I remember like, when I started, I was like, I don't need them. Like my food's not going to get that low. Like I got down to my food was higher than yours at the end. Like yours is now. Like if I'm eating 3,000 and a bit calories for 7,000 and a bit calories every 4 to 5 days, do I need to have a Ninja Creamy that also takes up 20 minutes, 10 minutes to prep,
Yeah,
then
fuck.
20 minutes to eat? And it's like, I'm sorry, am I really giving that much of a fuck to have 40 minutes of my life to depend on
Yeah.
70 grams of weight? Fuck off.
You
You
know, I
know?
think as well, like I think realistically, like changing something so small as like, for example, in an off season, like I'll have 4 or 5 meals a day. I'm on 5 meals now.
Yeah,
Like if I find myself a bit more hungry, I just go to 6 meals and just
yeah,
spread my protein out a bit more. You know what I mean? It's like worst case, I even go to fucking 7 meals. Like I
yeah,
just eat every 2 hours. Like your digestion's rapid at that point anyway. So like, cool, I'll just go up to like 6 or 7 meals, 6, 7 meals.
yeah,
Um, and like I'm happy doing that because also, like you said, like even now, like I find myself, I'll just eat and just still do a bit of work, or like if it's my pre-workout meal or my final meal, I'll try and switch off a bit just so that like I'm like kind of getting ready to train or obviously getting ready for bed. But like other than that, I've just had my post-workout on a podcast. You know what I mean? I
yeah.
usually will eat a post-workout on a podcast, or I'll have my first meal whilst I'm making notes for check-ins. I'll have my second meal whilst I'm doing check-ins, like that kind of thing. Right. Should we get on to some questions, mate?
Sure thing, mate. Sure thing.
Because we've already been on for a while there.
Yeah, about a half hour, I'd say.
Okay, now I've got loads. Thank you
Did you
guys for getting the questions in.
did you see my close friend story, mate?
Yeah,
Like,
that's my video that I sent you.
what is it? Do you want to share?
No. Right. What's something you're both excited for this year? Business, personal training, etc.
What? Just something. We only allowed to say one thing.
Say what you want, really, mate.
What am I excited for? Arnie Slot getting sacked. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm excited for Michael Carrick taking us to win the league.
yeah, sick. Um,
I'm excited for potential plans with the gym.
Yep, I am as well. I think that'd be cool.
I'm
Uh,
excited to get a bit leaner. I'm excited for what's to come, like with Megan and like living together properly in the future.
mhm.
Um,
I'm excited for Sanaa to tell me how much the wedding's going to cost, and me realize I probably need to save money. Just random shit like that. I don't know, man. I don't really look forward to anything. I just like the vibes of like I've got some real good clients on stage. I'm excited to get on stage. The gym will be fucking sick. Like, there's not really a lot that I look forward to other than just like the day-to-day actions. And eventually I get to something and I'm like, hell yeah, that's sick. That's really cool. So yeah, I will go with mine. Hypothetical: Reese versus Finn boxing match, both at £200 natty. 12-week prep each. Who wins?
I think at £200 natty, I think I would win because
Yeah,
you'd be
you're
very
more like
skinny.
you're more at like homeostasis, where I would
Yeah.
I'd be awful. Like, it's like yeah, that wouldn't be good.
£200 natty, that's me like, yeah, let's fucking go.
Yeah,
Like big bloke.
you're a fucking scrapper. Like you're
Yeah, but you £200 natty, you'd be like Gay Reese.
yeah, I'm back to Gay Reese. I'm back to Gay Reese, and Finn would be in his fucking prime. Yeah, I think probably with that Finn 100% because he's
Yeah.
closer to like homeostasis. If it was like in the middle, so what? I'm like 290, and you're what, like 180 now? I mean 185, 190. So
190.
let's just say if it was 245, I'm winning because you'd be a fat mess. You would not be able to last more than like 30 seconds. Where I'd be like, I'm at 240, I'm like in my prime physically. I'd be stage conditioned, so I might like pass out and go hypo and die. But
Yeah,
like,
that'd be fucking huge.
yeah, if it would be a fucking if it
I don't
would be
know,
a
mate. I was 233 at my heaviest, and I was fat, but I wasn't
oh,
unfit. I wasn't unfit.
that's because you were doing more cardio than now.
Yeah, because I needed to, otherwise I'd died. Finn, stop blue balling us. Are you debating competing this year? Question mark. X weeks out always. That's all you need to know, mate. X weeks out. Always.
Yeah, next week's out, guys. Um, Interested in getting some podcast episode professionally filmed? Yeah, mate, we have an editor actually, but I mean, we don't really need to. Like, professionally filmed, what you just video is from the side and from the front.
We do. We need, well, we don't need someone to do it, but we do need to sort out the studio and properly get some good studio episodes and get some people in because it would be sick. Like
Yeah.
production wise, we definitely want to do that. This guy's asked a very weird question. If you
Mhm.
could pull off any terrorist attack without getting caught, what would you do?
That's a great question,
Mate, are
that.
you all right?
Yeah, without getting caught. So you can't do 9/11 because we die. What was the London, was there like a London Underground scare or whatever where a train got exploded? Should we type in like top, if we type in top 5 terrorist attacks of all time? I wonder like if we have an
I honestly just think like, what's going on there? Why are you asking?
so how's that even? I've never thought that in my life, and I have a messed up brain. We both do. Like, have you ever thought that? Like,
No, I'm a bit worried about this guy.
yeah. Can I be honest? And this is gonna get me cancelled. Like, this is really bad. If like you, let's say, imagine playing Call of Duty in real life, but you happen to be in America and you just happen to be at a school. If you're gonna go out one way and it didn't exist, let's say for example they actually respawned. I do think like just I can understand fully why kids go into fucking schools and just like
I
get
can't.
get
You're,
gold camo in
you're
real
fucked.
life. No, mate, I'm not. I'm saying in the way of like if you're playing Call of Duty in a school in real life, like you get a random gold camo, your gun turns gold because you've got 250 headshots. That's what I'm talking about. Like not real. I'm also if you're gonna go out and you're a fucked up kid, I can kind of understand why people would do that based on the fact that they hate their lives. Let's take out loads of kids. It's easy. Like it's
I
fucked
don't
up.
understand it at all. If you hate your life, just kill yourself. Why are you killing those kids?
But this is what I mean. As a fucked up kid, I think I could understand. Like, I could kind of get the rationale for that in a weird way. Not saying it makes sense, but like, if you talk about like damage, like
Chris, cut
miles,
all this. Cut all this.
if you talk about miles per gallon, like that's basically like damage per second. Like DPS, bro, you're through the roof there. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the most efficient. I'm fucked. I need to take people out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm surprised it's not happened at like a football game or something. Where like a player's been
Giving
like,
people ideas.
no, that's one thing I've always thought. I'm surprised nothing like that's happened. But I don't know. My hatred for a football player probably doesn't go that far. I don't think many people do. Yeah, I wouldn't know. What's a terrorist attack other than 9/11 and that London Underground thing? Do you know any? Would you say like the Charlie Kirk assassination? Is that
I don't think we
yeah.
have to choose a terrorist attack. I think he's asking if we were to do anything, in which case, like, mate, I don't know. I wouldn't do one. I can't think of one. So, what a fucked up, weird question. But thanks for the question.
Yeah, good question, but just strange. Right. Cosma R. Dutch asked me because we spoke about movies for a good majority of the podcast. I can't imagine many people are going to be listening to that after like an hour. What's Finn's favorite movie and why can't it be Barbie?
Barbie's good
Hey, so what would be your top three films of all time?
of all time. See, this is the thing. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, top three films of all time. I'd just be like films that I like and found funny
Okay,
growing up.
films that you liked.
Films that I
Anchorman.
liked growing up, Goal.
Anchorman. Oh, go. Anchorman, surely.
Anchorman,
Yeah.
Goal. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
If I'm thinking about like fucking mint films,
Yeah.
The Prestige is a sick film.
Yeah.
Like very, very good. Prisoners is a very good
Brendan's good.
film.
Yeah, Brendan's good. Yeah.
Inception's good, but I still like think fucking hell, this is confusing, isn't
Oh yeah, mate. I
it?
watched Inception when I was like 2 weeks out from my either my first show or one of my shows in 2023. I can't remember a thing because I remember switching. Like, my brain was just like, yeah, this is Tupac. Like
Yeah,
this is
it is confusing.
yeah.
Um, I'd say they're like up there. The Prestige is sick. I remember watching that. Like, I've got this weird memory, right? So there's a cinema. So where I'm originally from,
Hmm.
there's a cinema. I think it was in Gainsborough, which is like 15 minutes away.
Gainsborough,
Gainsborough, right? But it was like this proper old school cinema, yeah. So like it felt like it was from like I don't know, like the 60s. It was
Hmm.
weird. So like it was like a theater. And I remember going to watch The Prestige there, and I was like, this is fucking mint. Like it was proper cool. Like it wasn't like your traditional, well, it wasn't like a modern cinema. It felt
Yeah.
like really old school. And then the film was like really good. I remember watching it like when I was younger, and I was like, this is sick. So maybe it was because I watched it at the cinema as well, but that was really good.
I haven't actually watched it, and I've searched. I've heard of it. Yeah, Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman.
You'd like it, I think. It is really good.
Two friends and fellow magicians become bitter enemies after a sinful.
Yeah, it is good.
Okay, fair enough. I'll make sure to add that to our little movie list. That'd be good.
In Time is a good film
Okay.
where
Yeah.
they have the like how many years they've got left.
Oh yeah, and you can like yeah, I've never
Justin
watched that, but
Timberlake, that's
yeah,
good.
yeah, like you trade stuff for like time, and
Yeah,
then
it's sick.
you work, you get more time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I'll do one more. Good question. This from Ben Richards. Opinions on Ben Featherstone PCA controversy. You see
I just thought it
this?
was funny.
Yeah, mate, he got so badly cooked in the comments, which is like it's crazy, isn't it? Like, why do people care? Also, I can kind of get why people care because it's a bit that's nice, but yeah, watch it.
I thought it was funny in the sense of like he's not being horrible. He's not taking a
No,
massive dig at people. He's just having a bit of a laugh.
mate,
Like,
the cup said though you gay, bro. So like he's insulting gays. So you
yeah,
have
I get
it's
that. I get if you're a gay and you're insulted by it, fair play.
what
If
happens
you're
if
a
you're a gay
PCA pro
PCA
and you're
pro?
insulted by it, it's just funny.
What happens if you're a gay PCA pro?
Then
Ben's right.
yeah, he's killed two birds with one stone there.
Yeah, like you literally, like, he's like made you look like a right twat. If you're a gay PCA pro, please come forward,
Yeah.
speak to the podcast. We'll have you on, and you can speak about how Ben.
Please do Mr. Gay England this year.
But no, I don't know. I saw it and was like, that's gonna not do that well. And I feel like I saw a lot of coaches and like, a lot of people being like, guys shouldn't be rubbishing anything like that. And I know then he went down the whole it's a joke, and I saw loads of like shitty comments. Like at the end of the day, as you said, it's not that serious. Like if you are PCA pro and you're like bragging about it, you're not gay. Likewise, let's say you could like look at Ben and think like being completely honest with Ben. Ben probably knows at his age, he's probably not going to be winning a pro show. Like I doubt he's going to win a pro show. Like, so as a result, his last ever win maybe is his pro card. I don't know, but I highly doubt it. Like, please prove me wrong. And that's nothing against Ben. I think Ben's a great dude. Like, he trains in our gym. Like, we've known him for years. But like, if people could go either side of it and go this or that, like, who the fuck cares? Like,
I just
especially
think people take things a bit seriously.
yeah, yeah. I think like people see that sort of shit and they think it's like Ben's insulting them, and it's like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
So
Uh,
yeah,
favorite federation you competed in slash have had clients compete in?
PCA, I'm a PCA pro, PCA bodybuilder of the year. Love PCA, and I'm also gay. So. Just to
Yeah,
get
same, same. I'm gay as well. I
oh,
don't
okay.
care about the federations. I'm gay.
I'm just gay.
No, I'd say I love WMBF to be fair.
Let's
PCA,
can we go back with WMBF? Let's be honest. And this is my only experience. The shows are always late to start. The DJ was awful at that show on the show. Playing music till 1 or 2 a.m. They usually drag on. They do, in my opinion, like very big classes, and it's never ran that well. I know it's a new federation. I really like that. I think they're quite open, the judges, all that sort of stuff. Social media is good as well. But like the artwork, the posters I thought were pretty wank. It seems, in my opinion, just like PCA mixed in with like a natural bodybuilding, like kind of like vibe that I just don't think like whenever I've been to a WNBF show, it's not to say I think they're shit. I just don't think they're like
I
that
think the
great.
first year or two, I agree. I think
Yeah,
I don't think I'm not going to say that it was like badly ran. It was just slow. There were a lot of like teething
yeah.
issues with the stage
But
lighting
let's
or
be honest, that is being badly ran. Like that is
yeah,
what
yeah. But I
runs.
also like I don't think it not obviously nobody deliberately runs a show badly, but like it was more so just like they were just new to it. That's the
Yeah,
main thing. And I don't think it was like awful. It was just yeah, a bit it dragged on a bit and the judging there was like a few like I remember the first year or two it was like quite a few times they had to like redo judging and stuff. But I feel like the last year or two it has been a lot better.
yeah,
Like that year where it did drag on, that was what 20 yeah, that was 2024. That was a joke. The year just gone was good. Both the first timers and the the finals was good. Obviously, the finals was over 2 days as well. And
yeah,
like, I just think it's generally like as much as yes, sometimes it starts a little bit late. I think it's for out of like the traditional natural federations, if you like, before PCA.
yeah.
I think it was the most modern out of
Oh yeah,
WNBF,
oh, 100%.
BNBF, UKFBA. It's the most modern.
Yeah,
Backstage staff are always really nice,
yeah, I
and
agree with
like you don't always get that with other federations. UK
that.
FBA, fair play, they are as well.
Yeah,
BNBF, sometimes you get the odd asshole, like and like that's just me being honest. Like I've had a couple of times with people at BNBF who are very entitled, and I'm like, I'm not deliberately trying to like sneak backstage. Like if I'm not allowed backstage, just say sorry, mate, you're not allowed back here. Or but like I feel like sometimes people are a bit arsy
yeah,
with BNBF. Not always. Like it's literally the odd one or two times that I've had that. But also like even at PCA, I don't like the fact that you can't go backstage.
yeah.
Like obviously, I think I'm pretty sure you can if you. I think like they do backstage passes, but like
They don't do backstage passes. I'm lucky that I know the guys really well, so they'll usually just let me through, or they'll be like, "How long are you gonna be here for?" And like the iPad dudes, I get on really well with. But like the amount of times that I've like walked back and one person will go to say something to me, and they'll go, "Oh, Reese, it's cool. Just get out of here in a few minutes."
I do
And like,
get it. Like you can't just have everyone there.
no, no, no,
Like
no,
I do also think like yeah, did they not? I'm sure they do coaches pass.
no, they don't. No, no coaches.
I'm
It
sure
also
they do.
depends, yeah, no, they don't. No, it depends on the venue and stuff. Like I remember that Birmingham Town Hall place, my first ever show. Like you just came through the door and it was pretty sound, but then they started locking that door, and like I think it really depends. Like I think probably the only thing that I'd say about PCA that's negative, but they have so many people that those backstage areas would get like really
Yeah,
crazy.
I get it. I completely get it.
Yeah, and also the positive about PCA for backstage areas, should we say, is like the finals universe. They're always at like big expos,
Yeah, where
so
you can see back like the backstage is like a gym.
yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah. So for me, if I was like for that question, I'd say of all the ones I've been to, I definitely would say PCA. Like PCA are the leading ones in the UK. Like they are. Like objectively, I think they tick the most boxes. And I think, but then also like I would say if you're like an old boy, if you're listening to this and you're in your 40s and you went to like UK BFF finals in 2010, you go to a PCA show now, you'd be like, what the fuck is this? Like
yeah,
you fucking hate it. So I think PCA capitalized well on the time. They came into the sort of sphere of like popularity. They've nailed the social media. They've nailed the lighting. The lighting is consistent. I was speaking to Ryan, and he was saying that they do the lighting themselves for every show. So he puts the lights up. So that's why the lighting's always really consistent. They bring their own lights. He was telling me about the style of lighting, and it's the reason why they don't like Dreamtan because Dreamtan. People used to love Dreamtan back in the day. He was saying it's because it was sort of like halogen lights, and all old lighting in theatres used to be with these halogen lights, whatever. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct, but I think yeah. And nowadays, the lighting they use isn't halogen, so he was like, so the Dreamtown just looks shit on our stage and looks shit
yeah.
on most of the stages as well. And because he was asking me, why do you think it was used to be really popular? I was like, no idea. Was normal tan worse? And he was like, no, just different lighting, which is quite cool. So yeah, I'd say PCA is probably the best, but that's because again they are the leading for the UK out of like everybody. But I think it's one of those like there's not really any bad shows. I can't say because I might compete with one of probably the worst, but please don't make me finish last. So if I speak, I'll be in big trouble.
I've got quite a few more. We could potentially get round to the rest of them on the Thursday episode.
Okay, right. Do you need to? I've got a few more. Maybe we go through a few more.
Yeah, but we've already been on for like an hour and I've still got other bits of work I need to do, and I'm opening up tomorrow.
Okay, sound. Well,
Feel free to go through like one more each,
yeah, one more, 1 to 2 more each, or whatever.
and then just screenshot them so you've got
Yeah. Do you want to
them. This is quite a good one.
go?
Only have 5 off-plan meals for the whole year. Name all 5.
I thought it was a bit like name, like strategizing day before a show. Five guys. Do you want to go ahead first? I need to think. I don't really. My off-plan meals are like the same fucking food every time. I'd say
A Nando's would be one.
wouldn't for me. It's too similar to the foods I usually eat. So I'd be
Yeah, but
like,
that's the whole point. I'd rather have that. Like, honestly, like I'm not a Nando's, a nice steak somewhere,
"Mm,
sushi,
yeah,
a good burger, not a Five Guys, like an actual like really good burger, like but not like a massive grim greasy one, just like a really nice burger.
yeah,
But even then, I might even just bake like homemade burgers,
yeah.
and then Mexican, like fajitas.
Okay. I'd say 3 pan burritos.
Yeah, pan burrito counts as Mexican.
Yeah. The Chinese Imperial in Leicester that we went to.
Yeah,
'Cause I like that. And then a pizza with my mum.
yeah.
That would be the 5. Pan burrito is probably the safest ones, and I'd be happy to have 3 of them, which would be cool. Right. My question, mate. I'm sorry, this is such a bad one. Like, listen to this, bro. If you're on 300 milligrams of test and training arms twice per week, would you add more volume? Like, what? Like, I'm sorry. The guy asked is actually a really nice dude, but like, yeah. Abster asked me, "Are you gay?" Question mark, which I think we've already discovered. Because I sent her the real, the
Yeah.
quitting job, yeah, to focus. Yeah. Anyway, Finley Roberts, mate. Really weird that you asked this question. You probably could be a best and worst. Best and worst client experiences. Quite fitting from Finley.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. What are we thinking like overall, or are we thinking prep? We're thinking in person. We're thinking what?
Either. Like, what would be your worst?
Best experience would probably be like Brandon winning his pro card or Josh winning the
Oh,
overall.
Brandon Harding, his pro card, crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Love
Or like Josh winning the overall on his first show, or that MBFI Island day where everybody won and Matt won the overall. Something like that would be. But it's hard to pick just one. To be fair, maybe Josh's because it was his first show. He's a young lad. I get on really well with him, and it was like a bit of a shock. Like it wasn't after his class. 'Cause I was like, "Fucking hell!" But
Yeah.
like before the show, we wouldn't have guessed that he was going to win the overall. You know what I
Mm,
mean? He was
yeah.
an 18-year-old kid. Um, Worst was when that guy told me the heart's the most important muscle.
Ah, man. Did that last week. Come on. Surely there's another bad experience.
I don't know.
I'll go with mine. You have to think. Best would be probably similar to you. Like Jacob winning the overall was sick. First show, that was really good. Amy, when she won 4 overalls on the trot, that was just like, what the fuck? Like, really cool. Mainly because when she wanted a PCA Pro card, when she applied, I literally said to her in the first conversation, you come from a smaller class in 1 year. Quite unlikely, but let's see. I didn't want to like shut her down, but like when someone's like, yeah, I want to do a bigger class. I only won a first timer show and finished like 4th in finals, and I'm going to go up in 1 year and then win a fucking overall and win a pro card. It's like, nah, probably maybe not. That was cool. Yeah, I'd probably say I really liked, if I'm honest, when like Storm he got second at finals, and it was because he looked so bad the day before. And I always hate when coaches are like, he transformed in a day, but like he looked awful. He would have been like 7th or 8th the day before, and I like changed the plan up like massively on the spot when I saw him the day before, and like that was like, oh my god, he looks freaking sick. I remember like getting so hyped because it was like didn't even win the show, he finished second, but it was still a PCA final, second place, so it was still a good placing. To be fair, when Finley won the overall, that was fucking sick. I was really happy with that. Ollie, when he won the overall this year, was sick. Brandon, when he won his PCA Pro card, I thought was awesome. Like, there's so many like little experiences. I probably would say Jacob because I was like very proud of how like he's handled his prep and stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be like, and also I've invested a lot of time into Jacob even before. Like, it'd be the same as like when Will Holmes competes this year. Like, irrelevant of how well he'll do, I'm like, I'll be buzzing just to see how he does. And like this year, I've got a fair few clients that I got on stage in like 2020, like 3 and 4, which again will be just cool. So yeah, it's hard to put my finger on one, but I'd say like from an emotion standpoint, probably Jacob. Worst experiences, dickhead not paying me and then fucking cancelling, and then did I ever tell you the background of that, by the way?
I think so, yeah. You told me
Oh,
like after we'd both been away.
yeah. So for people that don't know, I had a guy sign up with me. I put a story up calling him out because I saw him at a show. On the day I set him up as well. And I was going away to America, and his payment was supposed to come out on Monday. And so I set him up on the Sunday, and I like was literally said to him, mate, I've got a really bad migraine. Like I'm probably just gonna get back. Like I'll do this, I'll do that, whatever. I've set you up a day early. Like we should be all good. No, and then he like the replies, yeah, man, all is good. 6. I was like, cool. I should fucking get to bed. And then I wake up the following day, and his payment's been cancelled, and I was like, huh? And I messaged him like, "Hey mate, everything okay?" And he didn't reply for like I can't remember. He didn't reply for a certain amount of time. And then he was like, "Yeah man, not going ahead. I want." Bear in mind, he replied being like, "Mate, buzzing, so good, everything looks class, so excited." And I thought about it because he was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to go ahead. I'm going to stay with my old coach." He didn't even say he had a coach. And then 2 days before he actually signed it with me, he signed it with another coach, cancelled with him saying he wants to go on his own. So, and then he did it the same to another coach. I think he just like clearly signs up with coaches and cancels the day of the payment. No idea why. So yeah, I put a story up. That's probably one of the worst experiences, but that's more so because he was a fully grown adult who was also a coach and just didn't really have any ethics or morals. So therefore, he got called out, which was quite funny. Other bad experiences? Uh, no, not really. I don't think you get that many bad experiences unless you take it like super personal. You know,
Yeah.
like naturally, people are
I'm
going
not gonna name names,
to.
but like somebody not adhering to a prep,
Yes.
trying my best to tell them not to prep. Like, honestly, you shouldn't prep, you're not ready. Them still prepping, then like basically coming like dead last at their first show when I've told them not to prep, not peaking them because they're still out of shape and they need to be leaner, and then
Yeah.
stacking me the day of the show.
Yeah. No, no, the after the show. Your fault.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
day of the show, it was the
Yeah.
evening of the show.
But it's so funny
And
in the morning.
then 2 weeks later, coming back looking worse and getting beat by my other client who won the show, won the class.
Yeah. It's always funny how it works, isn't it? I had funny enough, not that experience. I still coach this person. So if you listen to this, mate, I actually think a lot of you, because you actually called it. But I had something similar last year with a guy that no matter what I was doing, wasn't responding at all. I was with assistants. You can tell a change. And it was like, this does not add up. He's doing this, he's taking this. How is he not getting leaner? And like every check-in, he was checking with me every 2, 3 days. I was like, hey man, this doesn't really seem to be adding up. Like, are you sure you're doing everything? Can you send some photos of your food? Like, can you make sure to like just send me some stuff over? I want to make sure that like you're not accidentally having
This
something
one,
on.
who we spoke about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bearing in mind, I know completely, bro, you're fucking eating off the plan. Just tell me. But I don't want to like. There may be a case of he was really stressed with work or not been sleeping the best. You know how some people are. So I was, I didn't want to say it. And then the next check, and I was like, oh man, like we've made more changes. Nothing's happened. Like, are you really sticking to this plan? Yeah, bro. Promise. Doing everything to. I wouldn't let you down. Doing everything perfect. Nailing everything. Honestly, at one point. Next check in, hey bro, this is bullshit. Stop fucking lying to me. It's obvious. And then like, no man, I swear I'm doing everything. And I was like, right, cool. If you are, this is what your changes are. If you're not X amount of pounds down in a few days, we're calling it. Next check in, yeah man, you're right. I've been having cookies. I've been having this. I've been having that. I've not been doing my cardio. I've let you down. I've let everyone down. I was like, bro, like, why do you not just tell me? Like
I
that
just say
wasn't
like the first time I questioned it.
yeah, like that wasn't again. That's not a bad experience because I'm still coaching him now, and hopefully he'll learn from it. And like I know he has, but like that was just one of those. Where it's just like, who are you bullshitting, bro? It's obvious. Like I'm not. I don't take it personally if you can't stick to it. It's not. It's not an issue. Like it's not for everybody. But I'm. And the good thing is, he actually called it, and he was like, "Yeah, you're right. Let's not do it." And I was like, "Fucking great decision." Because it is. If it was a case where he just bullshitted it, it would be where he'd do what your guy would have done, and he would look shit the thing is though, with like your guy, at least genetically he wasn't the best. My guy was like if he was peeled, he'd do pretty well. Like
Yeah,
he'd be really good. So it'd be like even more of a disappointing one.
more annoying.
Yeah, I'd say as well. Do you remember the dude that I told you that was like changing his photos where he was like moving how they looked? Yeah, so I've said this on the
Don't do
podcast
that,
before.
guys. Don't put fucking filters on your checking photos
Not
or
filters,
use
mate.
the
It was the
adjust thing.
it was
Yeah.
so I had a client that was men's physique dude, and he was 2 weeks out, and Kez posed him, and he like changed. Kez changed how Kez put a photo of him normally, like straight on, and I was like, he looks nothing like this on his check-ins. Like he looks like a completely different person. And
Yeah.
on his check-ins, the door in the background was moving constantly because he was like editing the angle and making like stretching things so his waist looked smaller, proportions looked like more crazy. And like I just said to him, hey man, like, can you send me through a video? Because I didn't want to call him out because obviously it was obvious. But I was like, hey man, can you send me through a video of you posing just to make sure that like Kez's posing adjustments have like been, you've done them properly. And then the next day, hey bro, I'm pulling out of prep, can't do it. That's literally the last message. I sent
Can't
him a
send
voice.
you a video.
Yeah, I sent him a voice note being like, mate, I know why you're pulling out. Like, please still check in with me. You don't need to go on stage. We also don't need to do the show. We can do a later show. And then he never replied. And it's like, it's a shame because I know before he'd like listen to this sort of stuff. So like if you are listening, mate, like it's nothing personal, but like what the fuck? You know?
Please
Like,
come back.
yeah, like well, reply to me, bro. Like, but also, but why do you think I care that much? Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, you don't look the best, or you haven't been sticking to the plan, or whatever. Who the fuck cares? Just tell me, be honest, you know?
Yeah. That's the most
So,
annoying thing is people feel like they can't be honest.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
But it's
Or they
so
feel
obvious.
like,
Like we know when you're not being honest.
oh, it's so obvious. Like, have you ever had a client go off plan and be like, what? It's like, no,
Yeah.
99 times out of 100, you're like, yeah, man, I knew you were fucking up.
Yeah.
It's fucking obvious, you know?
Yeah. You've looked the same in your photos for the past however many weeks. And like even though the body weight's coming down, you're like, mate, are you sure this is honest about your body
Yeah.
weight? Because these are the two photos. This is 10 weeks ago, and apparently you're 15 pounds down. You look the exact same. And they're
You
like,
know,
yeah, mate, honestly. I'm like, just
have
be
you ever
honest.
done it before where you like look at photos and you're like, is this current? Like you scroll back a bit and you're like wondering if like the background's the same or if they're wearing the same boxes and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, they actually taken new photos or yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was like, to be fair, bless him as well. Again, I'll call him out as I spoke about before. Jakob in his like first prep in 24. Like I'd tell him to check in on a certain day and he wouldn't check in. And then he'd check in 2 days later and his face was puffy as fuck. And I was like, mate, what's this?
What
Like
happened with Jakob's prep? Because obviously you didn't put him on stage.
no, it was that was such a he won't mind me saying this. It was like I think it was just a bit of like not it wasn't issues on either side. It was just a shame to be fair. Like it was like I look back and like that's probably one like not regret, but one thing that I just thought was like just a bit shitty, like from both ends to be fair. So Jakob, like I love Jakob to bits, and like it hasn't changed our relationship. It's a shame like we're not trained together because I get on really well with him. But like I think there's definitely an element where like for example, Jakob, we got down to like I think a low of like 228, and he was like 236 on stage. And I spoke to him after he got on stage. I gave him a hug and I was like, well done for getting on stage. And he was like, yeah, man, I just need to be like 10, 15 pounds leaner. And I was like, what were you this morning? He was at 236. Like, we got you to 228. Like, we had 2 weeks. That was another £5. You would have been sound. But I think it got to like with Jakob, for example, he's a young guy in the mentally, bodybuilding wise. He's not. He's obviously in his 30s, but he's like basically a first timer. And I was like, I'm very much like all my prep clients will know. Like, I'll give you a check in, and then I'll say, cool, check in with me on this day, and you check in with me on that day. And if I'm happy, I'll be like, yeah, cool, Sam, keep things going, or let's change this, let's change that. And Jakob would like, I'd tell him his changes, and like he wouldn't then. He'd then send me through like post workout pics of his legs, and I'm not replying, being like, bro, what the fuck, insane. And I think Jakob needs somebody who's probably a bit more personable in regards to like, again, when I've got 20, 30 clients in prep, and I'm also in prep myself. I don't really have the time, unfortunately, to be. And also, I'm not. It's not my vibe to be replying to a photo and being like, "Sick, bro, what the fuck." So I think that probably started to get to him a little bit, where he was maybe hoping I was like hyping up a bit more. But I was very much like, "Yeah, you still got 5, 10 pounds to come off. Come on, let's keep it going. Let's keep things going. Let's change this. Let's change that." There was a few times where I think I was competing like on the Saturday or Sunday, and he was like, "Hey, bro, can I see you on Friday?" And I'm like, "Mate, I've got to like pack for the weekend. Like, I can see you probably in the new week, but I can't really see you on this day because I've got my own shit to do." Like, it's not where like I can't do in-person check-ins when I'm one day out from every show. I'm sorry. Like, I hope that's okay. Like, please just check in with me in person. There was one time where he then wanted to come and see me and then didn't, and I was like, that's a bit like he didn't tell me until the day. Like, he was like, messaged me that night before. You in at 8 o'clock? And I was like, yeah, man, cool, let's do it. 8:30 comes around, he's not there, and then messages me at 10, bro, sorry, something's come up. So I was like, okay, like, and maybe he's like tapping out a bit here, but I still think he was getting shit done. And then I remember I gave him some changes. I gave him like a few square bars and stuff, and then he like didn't reply for like a week. So in my opinion, I don't want to. I kind of alluded to it in person. I imagine he probably had some square bars, had a bit of extra food, felt like a bit of a twat, thought I'll probably push myself for the next few days. That turns into the next week. And then he's probably yo-yoing up and down. At that point, he was a week out. I was also away for that week. So I was away for that weekend. It was when we were in Italy. So I was like, I remember messaging being like, Jakob, man, what the fuck? Like, you haven't messaged me in a week. Like, your last message was me literally saying to you, checking with me in 2 days. And then it was a case where I said to him, like, if you want me to see you in person, let me know. Like, my prep's done. I can come and see you. We can do it together. I can peek you for the final week if you want. You might not be 100%, but like, speak to me. And I think at that point, it was probably maybe a bit like too far gone in regards to like, he probably did his own thing for a little bit of time. And I don't think, again, it's like Jakob's fault entirely. Like, I just think maybe it was where he probably didn't want to speak to me because he knew that I was busy. When if he had messaged me saying, bro, I'm struggling, like, can we have a call or can we meet up and go for a coffee or something? I'd be like, yeah, man, sound, let's do it. But I think it was very much like he sensed from me that I'm not going to be licking his ass as some coaches would. And that's not my sort of vibe. He then probably starts to think, fuck, am I going to be ready on, or start stressing? He then probably wants a bit more like, yeah, man, you're doing well, smash it, you know, have a good day today, bro. And I'm just like checking on this day and stuff like that. And then I think again, it's one of those. He's a first timer. It probably was maybe a little bit of like a start of me where I probably should have thought about that. Then also, that's not what someone pays me for. So it's a bit of a balancing act. And Jakob's a great dude. I just think, to be fair, his head can get away from him. And likewise, when I'm in prep and I've got clients on stage and stuff like that, the only thing I would say to back myself up, and it's no slight to Jakob, is none of my other clients had the same like none of my other clients went off plan or none of my other clients like didn't speak to me for a week or two. So when it's not like everyone else nails it and maybe he doesn't, does it look maybe more on him? Maybe, but then also everyone's individual. So it's like if he had spoke to me at 2, 3 weeks out and said, Reese, man, can we have a call every few days? I'm really struggling, or can we do this differently? I would have, but I don't think he was like that. I think he was very much like, I'll stick to the plan, but I don't think he was enjoying things as well. So I think he then just went and did his own thing. So it's a bit of a shame to be fair, because like I got him to like 2 weeks out and he was like looking really fucking good. You know, like he would have been, in my opinion, like I think he finished fifth or sixth in a all right lineup, but like he should have looked way better. Like,
Yeah,
and he
if he
will.
was lean, he'd be like first, second in that.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like if he had stuck to the plan for the last 2 weeks, as much as his head might not have been happy, which again, I think if he spoke to me, it would have been different. But if he was 100%, I think he probably would have been first or second, in my opinion. So, like, it was cool to see him on stage, but it was like, I remember seeing him and I was just like, that's just like wasted potential in
Yeah,
regards to like,
yeah,
we did it all together. It was, and again, like in a weird way, I wish that there was like something that I could like blame where like, oh, fuck, man, I shouldn't have said that or you shouldn't have done that. It was like, I
just
genuinely
got
loved
away from you both.
yeah, like it kind of just like the vibes kind of burnt out, which sometimes it does happen. And the worst time is when you're a few weeks out from a show.
Yeah,
Like I've had clients that have left, and you've had clients that have left, where you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Like the vibes weren't really there, like you weren't really clicking. And I
yeah.
think for Jakob, it kind of was just like that. Which again, like if Jakob's watching this, I apologize, mate, because I don't want it to come across like it was any like I didn't intentionally do anything wrong. Likewise, he didn't intentionally do anything wrong, really, in my opinion. It was
Maybe
just like
too matey as well.
yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah. I think it probably was where like if you were, let's say, with a coach and you agree a time to meet, you probably wouldn't not turn up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
but when it's like you mate and he knows you own a gym and I own a gym, you know what
yeah,
it's like. And it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
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 but that's not all right. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like it's all right if you'd have told me yesterday or even
yeah,
like 7 a.m. this morning. It's not really a
yeah,
problem if you'd have told me before. But
yeah,
yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah.
Yeah. Right, best
Definitely.
to go.
Cool. Right. Sound. That's that. Right. Hope everyone's enjoyed. We're back. We will be back on Thursday for probably. Do I see if I want to get a guest on one of these, or do I just do it ourselves? What do I do?
I think we could do another Q&A episode on Thursday because I've still got
Yeah.
like 8 or so to go through.
Yeah.
We could even put another question box up and
Yeah.
then in the next week or two, get the studio ready and then start doing guest episodes in person and making it look snazzy.
Who do you want your? Who do you want the first guest to be?
Um,
Do you know? I
uh,
think. Do you know, I think would be
someone
Mr.
cool.
Josh because obviously he's gone through a bit of adversity recently.
Yeah. And I did message Josh about a week or two ago saying come for a session and we'll do a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good. I think Josh. I think it would be good to get Sam on. Sam George.
That'll be good.
Yeah, I think that would. I think that would be quite cool to see Sam not in like work mode.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be quite cool. Who else would be? Anyone who's come into like the limelight in the last like year or so, like since we stopped doing them? Anyone that's like we know that's like, oh yeah, they've done something new or something cool?
No.
No, just us. Because we're fucking innovators. We're innovators, bro. Right, that's that. Hope everyone's enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. See you later. Bye bye.